Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize in the beautiful country of Belize. We are in the inbox today and we are answering question number 76, which was asked by John. And John was looking to relocate here and he was really curious about the food. And he said, how is the steak in Belize? And I'll say that steak is not necessarily what Belize is known for. However, it can be good. There are restaurants in the country, and I've named a few here in Ambergris Key and Cayo, where you're able to find some nice steak meals. Typically, those steak meals will be imported meat. The cattle, there are a lot of cattle farms in Belize. However, those cattle tend to get shipped off to Guatemala or Mexico. So the meat here, I'd say the beef, the steak, it's not necessarily great as good as it is in other countries, but it's good. There are some local meat brands where you can get the ribeye, where you can get the steaks that maybe you're a little bit more used to. Running W Meats is typically who I would recommend. But if you're getting a really nice steak, or you're craving a really nice steak, will tend to be imported from the US. And Ambergris, there are a few different local steakhouses or places that are serving meat and serving great steaks. The Garage Steakhouse, as there in the name, the steakhouse, La Fonda de Nilo. This is an Argentine restaurant. And this one is actually our go-to, La Fonda de Nilo. If we want a nice hearty steak, we typically get a tomahawk and share it. And it is just so good. It satisfies all the cravings that we have. Frenchie's, this is more of a high-end restaurant. We tend to go there if we're looking for something a little bit fancier. And Rain, this tends to be a little bit higher end as well. But these meats, these steaks are typically imported in these restaurants. And then the same with Cayo, there is the Talaka Steakhouse, and then there's also Racino's Wine House. Now, there probably are more places that are serving really great steaks. I haven't been to all of them yet, but these are my recommendations, personal recommendations based on the places we've been. So it can be good. However, I would say Belize is more and better well known for other foods and not really the steak. So the pork and the chicken are delicious. They're so juicy and fresh. And I remember the first time my partner and I went to a Buffalo Wild Wings in the States, and he's Belizean. He opened up the little basket and saw the chicken wings, and they're like this big, right? He's like, "What the heck is this?" I was like, "Oh, that's what our chicken wings look like in the States." He goes, "But chicken wings aren't supposed to look like this." And we know in the States there are a lot of hormones and they're just pumped up with stuff to make them big. Here in Belize, they don't do that. So the meat, like the size of the meat, the pork, the chicken is like really more realistic and may not necessarily be as big, but it is so incredibly juicy and tasty. So you want to make sure that you try the pork or the chickens, the eggs as well. I know we get a lot of people who are asking where they can get organic eggs or local eggs. Really, all of the places that are selling eggs are local and or organic. So just bear that in mind. And I know in the States you can get like medium, large, jumbo eggs. Again, we don't have any of that. We just have what the chickens actually produce. And so you're going to find like some normal size eggs here. Fresh produce is also really, really good. So we're in a tropical country. So you think tropical fruits, the pitahaya, the plantains, bananas, watermelon, mangoes. Oh, it's all so unbelievably good and so fresh. Now, what I will say is there's a lot of ugly fruit here. So, like in a lot of countries, you go to the supermarket and all the fruit looks nice and beautiful and no bruises in it and shiny and can sit on your counter for a few weeks. Here in Belize, it is as fresh as it gets when they pick it off of the vine or whatever it's growing at. It really doesn't have that long of a shelf life. So you want to be eating it within a few days because it doesn't have all of the chemicals in it. In addition to that, the local seafood, we are a Caribbean country. And so we have really, really good seafood here. Conch and lobster, do you know that those are seasonal? So it just depends on when you come. July season opens July 1st. So here in Belize on Ambergris Key, we have a really big Lobster Fest celebration, which is the reintroduction of lobster onto the menus, the opening of lobster season. And so we really get really excited when that reopens, but then seasonally or all year round, rather, you'll have grouper, snapper, snook. So I would say stick to what is growing here, what is natural here. If you go to a restaurant and get salmon, well, salmon is a fish that is not local here. So your fish may not necessarily be fresh. It might have been sitting in the freezer for a while. So just things like that to bear in mind, but try the things that are known to be good here. And you may not necessarily be craving that steak all the time anyway, but if you are, there are places where you can get that fix in. If you're new to Belize, feel free to reach out the New Belize Buyer's Guide. This is an e-copy that I can send you complimentary, and we have tons of other resources on our website that we can send your way. If you're looking at real estate here in Belize, or if you're looking to relocate here in Belize, we have a lifestyle guide as well. reach out to us, info@lunarealtybelize.com. That's the best way to get a hold of us. It comes directly to me, and you'll hear from my team members and me and get these resources over to you. Again, my name is Rachel Jensen, and we look forward to seeing you here in Belize. Bye, everyone.